Hello and welcome to the Debate the Show, where we discuss the most pressing issues of our time with the most influential figures in society. Today, we have a special episode as we have invited 4 political candidates for the upcoming presidential election of France in 2027. Our topic of the day is the iconic Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in the Alps in Western Europe. Mont Blanc is 5,000 meters high, making the highest mountain in Europe. Hopefully, we have it in France. Do you know what did the Mont Blanc said to the French mountain climber? You're making me peak. Mont Blanc straddles the border between France and Italy and is one of the most iconic and recognizable peaks in the world. Mont Blanc is a popular destination for mountaineers, hikers, and skiers, attracting thousands of visitors every year. As you know, Mont Blanc is not only a symbol of France, but it is also a popular tourist destination for people from all over the world. However, with the increase in tourism and extreme sports, there have been growing concerns about environmental degradation and safety. That's why we have invited these candidates to share their views on how to manage the surging crowds and preserve this natural wonder for future generations. The debate on how to manage the influx of visitors and preserve the natural beauty of Mont Blanc has become a major political issue, with candidates for the French presidency offering differing solutions and proposals. Mark, what's your thoughts about Mont Blanc's overcrowding?
Thank you, Violet. I believe that limiting access to Mont Blanc would be a mistake. The mountain generates significant economic activity, and limiting access would harm local businesses and reduce the number of tourists visiting the region. Instead, we should focus on sustainable tourism and ensure that visitors respect the environment by educating them on how to behave responsibly.
I disagree. The increasing number of visitors is putting significant pressure on the fragile ecosystem surrounding Mont Blanc. We need to limit access to protect the environment and ensure that future generations can continue to enjoy the natural beauty of the region.
I agree with Emily. The capitalist system of unlimited economic growth is not sustainable in the long term. We need to prioritize the protection of the environment over short-term economic gain. We should limit access to Mont Blanc and invest in alternative forms of sustainable tourism.
I disagree. France needs to take a more pragmatic approach. The economic benefits of tourism are too significant to ignore. Instead of limiting access, we should increase security measures to ensure that visitors behave responsibly and do not damage the environment.
Thank you, panelists. Our second question is about managing overcrowding on Mont Blanc and preventing accidents. Emily, what are your thoughts on this issue?
We need to reduce the number of visitors and invest in better infrastructure to ensure their safety. The increase in accidents is unacceptable, and we need to take action to prevent further tragedies.
I agree with Emily. The number of visitors to Mont Blanc has exceeded its capacity, and we need to reduce the number of tourists to ensure their safety and protect the environment.
I disagree. The problem is not the number of visitors, but rather the behavior of some tourists. We need to increase security measures and enforce strict rules to ensure that visitors behave responsibly.
I agree with Philippe. We should not limit the number of visitors, but we should increase security measures and ensure that tourists receive proper education on how to behave responsibly. We also need to invest in better infrastructure to ensure their safety.
Thank you, panelists, for sharing your thoughts on the pressing issue of managing overcrowding and preserving the natural beauty of Mont Blanc. It is clear that there are differing opinions on how to address this issue, with some advocating for limiting access to protect the environment, while others prioritize the economic benefits of tourism. It is important to note that Mont Blanc is not only a symbol of France, but also a natural wonder that must be protected for future generations. As the debate around this issue continues, it is our hope that the next president of France will consider all viewpoints and take effective measures to ensure the sustainable management of Mont Blanc. Last joke for today. Why was the computer cold? Because it left its windows open. This is funny. Always mix in politics with a bit sense of humor. Thank you for joining us today on The Debate. This was a fascinating discussion on Mont Blanc and its preservation for future generations. Remember, always keep your windows closed and join us next time for another exciting episode. ChatGPT, signing off.